Hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm a nurse. Throughout the course of this project, I made several contributions, such as filming, research, organization, and writing.
Hi, I'm Maggie, and I did all the things that they did, including research, filming, acting, editing, and script writing because I have a PhD.
Hi, I'm Sachin and I'm the guy in pain. During the process of producing this video, I compiled the research for the script, helped write the script, and did a lot of acting and some editing. Oh no, I am hurt. Oh look, it's a nurse.
I'm a nurse!
Oh no, what's happened to me?
You seem to have a sprained ankle.
What should I do?
You should use RICE. Rest, ice, compress, and elevate.
Okay.
Idiots.
3 weeks later.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm icing my injury.
Well, stop it. Icing isn't helping you. It's only temporary. Trust me. I have a PhD.
In what?
In being smarter than you.
Oh no.
It's not a real PhD.
Why shouldn't I ice it? The nurse told me to.
The nurse was right. They're not about everything. I only say what they tell me to. Icing is only beneficial in the first week of aggravation. After that, icing begins to reduce the lymphatic system's role in removing waste and excess fluid from the injury site.
What does that mean?
It doesn't matter. Basically, prolonged icing will inhibit the secretion of insulin-like growth factor 1, or IGF-1, a hormone released by the immune system to repair tissue. When you ice your injury, skeletal muscle contraction is reduced. And because your lymphatic system depends on this contraction, recovery is slowed.
Oh no, that doesn't sound so good.
Not good. Not only that, but inflammation is necessary to the healing process of injuries like yours. Swelling makes the blood rush to your injury and makes the area more sensitive to pain. Therefore, you'll be less likely to injure it. For example, an experiment that was conducted to see the effects of icing a muscle reported that iced muscles were more fatigued and hemoglobin became more concentrated than muscles that were uniced, coming to the conclusion that icing delays recovery.
What about cryotherapy? Tons of people pay for it.
Cryotherapy hasn't been proven to be effective, and in fact the effects have been attributed to the placebo effect. People believe that they're going to recover because of cryotherapy, when in reality, it's the power of suggestion that's helping them with the healing.
I guess that nurse was lying to me.
See, that's where you're wrong. Icing actually is beneficial.
So what's the truth?
Inflammation can and does get out of hand and becomes naturally excessive to the point where it is no longer beneficial. This is when something like icing could be used to reduce that excess inflammation and temporarily reduce pain.
Then why are there so many negatives?
Because people tend to use icing correctly. You should only ice for 20 minutes at a time in 1-hour intervals for the first week of recovery. After that, you'll have reduced any unnecessary inflammation and reduced the pain enough to let your lymphatic system take over.
Why didn't you tell me that sooner?
I forgot.
There are pros and cons to icing your injuries. Icing really only provides temporary relief and reduces some excess swelling. There is a negative side to icing, which includes fatigued muscles, stopped production of IGF or insulin growth factor 1, and a slow lymphatic system. Under the pros branch, the temporary relief is only applicable to acute injuries. And although icing can prevent excess swelling, the blood will eventually flow back into the injury site. On the con side, the prevention of IGF-1 will inhibit the repair of injured tissues. Prolonged icing also reduces waste removal, prevents skeletal muscle contractions, and decreases hemoglobin concentrations, which leads to less oxygen for the body's use.